Hello and welcome to the Long Dark Nights podcast, or should I say, the Survivors Corners podcast. I'm rewinding the clock. This deal. I'm Kirk.
And I'm Jitwire. Thank you all so very much for joining us. I'm going to take a moment to say hello to chat here. And looks like we have Old Man Spiker joining us, Toasty Bit, Moonlin, Faye, Castle, and Interloper, Wandering Firekeeper. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, been a long week.
Yes.
Very, very worn out. Our Jitwire and I. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try to. We'll try to keep it as entertaining as we can, but we're both very tired.
Yes. Yes. But I did also want to take a quick moment to just thank everyone for all of your support, helping to spread the word about the channel. As you know, we just recently reached 500 subscribers a couple months ago, and now we're already up to 612. So again, just we really, really appreciate you all and the support. And I know a lot of you have been out there spreading the word, and we just can't thank you enough for it.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I mean, the ambassadorship that you guys show has definitely spread. I go into some of these um Twitch streams and that and say hello, and people kind of already know who I am based on your guys' wonderful work of spreading the news. So thank you very much for taking the time to do all that and saying nice things. So thank you from myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Isaaco. Thanks for joining.
Now
But
the
I
other
guess
thing,
that,
go
oh,
ahead, Jitwire.
no,
I'm sorry. I was
nope, go ahead. You go ahead. I was going to move us
um
in, but it sounds like you had another thought.
well, no, I was gonna say I'm sorry about the show being an hour later than normal because I did not realize this weekend was daylight savings time for the United States. So that was just my faux pas. I live in Arizona. We don't do the whole clock shift forward and backwards. So I knew it was coming in November because we pay attention to it a little bit, but I didn't realize it was this weekend. So we're a little later than normal. I'll get that fixed for next weekend. So I just wanted to apologize for that. That was just a bit of an oversight. Although it just happened last night, so it probably feels about the same because nobody's
Yeah.
adjusted to the time change just yet. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's an hour earlier. Okay, I couldn't remember. Like I said, this whole clock change thing, it confuses me because I've never done it. I've lived here almost all my life, so I've never had to do this.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I do apologize.
Yeah. And hello, Eugene. Thanks for joining.
Welcome in.
But I guess I should probably start to get into our topic as well, which is things we'll miss in the apocalypse.
And this topic stems from, and I do believe it was Rhino Max that started this nonsense, but
Yes.
this stems from a couple weeks ago when we were talking about things we would add and list, and we got into a tangent about like fast food places we'd miss. And so it kind of, like we always do, we ended up in the weeds and everything. So we thought this would be a fun one to bring up quickly because it would be fresh in everybody's mind.
Yep. Yep. Faye is saying easy, hot showers. Yes, that's a good one. Good one. Any shower at all, actually, that isn't provided by a waterfall.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
true, huh? You can take a waterfall shower, although
Yes,
you get hypothermia.
yes. Where are the waterfall showers? They're in Hush River Valley, right?
And there's
Uh,
one in
Ash Canyon in the
Ash
cave.
Canyon. Yeah, the one in Ash Canyon. And
Pleasant Valley by
that's
Picnic
true,
Cave.
yeah, and Misty Cave.
Yeah.
And I think there's one in is there one in the cave system for the territories? I can't remember. I don't recall there being one, but I was thinking there was one floating in there somewhere. But I could be misremembering
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
I know the ones, yeah, we've got 3 for sure.
Well, there's three just in Hush River Valley alone as well, because there's the entrance to the cave, like on the lower level, going in off the river, and then there's two beyond that as well. So you have three just right there.
The cave between Black Rock and Timberwolf Mountain has a waterfall mixed in there, but it's not, I don't know if you have to go through it or walk through it. I know there's a spot where you can get hypothermia in there, but
Yeah.
yeah. So you can
Yep.
take a shower, it's just not a pleasant one. Now, I still think you could take a hot bath. It would take a an area with a 6 burner stove and a whole bunch of pots of water
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
half
There
a
are tubs
forest.
in the game.
Yeah, there are
So
tubs.
there's tubs.
So you could technically take a hot bath, which would be an interesting way to cure hypothermia. If you could
That
boil
would
the
be.
water, and kind of a strange way to fix that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Old Man Spiker is saying no one would miss daylight savings time.
Oh,
No, they would not.
I hope you all climb on board the Arizona train and stop this nonsense, because even though we don't do it, we have to account for it because what I do for a living, most of our suppliers are back east, so we have to go, "Okay, what time is it back there?
Yeah,
What's
right.
going on?" Even though we don't do it, we still have to live it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I would agree. I
Uh,
don't understand daylight saving at all because, I mean, especially in this day and age where, things are on 24/7, there's lighting. I mean, even tractors and farmers have huge abilities to work in the dark any more than they used to. So I can kind of say that it's probably not needed.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm wondering Firekeeper is saying about the bath too fast of a temp change, maybe. So the bath would put you into shock.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That might work in co-op though, as you got your partner slowly pouring warm water in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And Old Man Spiker is also saying toilet paper.
Let's rewind the clock to 2020.
Right. Right.
That's what the
Faye,
waterfall is for.
right. Right. And Faye is saying, I guess I could always run across Forlorn Muskeg blindfolded. That
Mm,
yeah, would work too. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, that reminds me. Funny story about that. A while ago, Archimedes and I were going to do a blindfolded. It never ended up coming up to anything because it was an absolute disaster. But it was essentially I couldn't see the screen and he was trying to direct me where to go, and we kept spawning in Forlorn Muskeg, and it was a disaster.
That was when he was having computer issues, right? And he was just reaching out to try to do stuff.
Yes.
Because I think that's when he
Yes.
was doing that card survival game. I'm sure, Piccolo will remember
Mhm.
that. Him and I were watching that. Her and I were watching that with him, which is actually
Yeah.
a really cool game. If you don't know that, you can go back to Archimedes deal and go look at that. It's actually a very interesting little card game, and there's very simple. It's just basically, it's luck of the draw kind of thing, and it was kind of neat and interesting, but it really puts you in that whole survival
Mhm.
thing, and you have to make decisions based on what the cards give you and everything. But it was really interesting, but it was something he could play because I know he's having all kinds of issues, and he finally got his computer updated and was able to do things. But I remember him doing that with you, and some of the stories you were telling me were pretty funny.
Oh, it's so bad. So yeah, I mean, it's like I'd hear a wolf bark, and it's like he's like, "Step back, step back." There's a car right there, and I'm like, "Where?" Can't see anything. I just hear the wolf because I could still hear things, but I couldn't see anything. So, what else do we got? Interloper is saying hygiene should be the fifth stat wheels. So that would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see if we get that in Black Frost because you would think that would be an issue with, especially with dealing with the carcasses and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with all the innards and everything, and I know, like, I'm not a hunter, I've never gotten into all that, but I know that, like, you have to be very careful with certain parts of the innards, you know, like, the bladder and all that stuff. I know that's can
Yeah.
be very you can cause a lot of problems for that, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's right, I think
Yeah.
Green Hell does have that mixed in there. I've never played Green Hell, but the few times I've watched people play it, I noticed there's a thing about washing up in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while since I played that too. Um, yeah, but I think I almost wonder if the cold would kind of suppress some of the germs and bacteria and stuff as well.
I would assume it would some, but, because you're going
Mhm.
inside and you're warming up, you're still gonna
Mhm.
probably carry some of that, but, I mean, if you look at your hands, they're just blood soaked,
Right. Right.
and you're gonna cook with yeah. I
Yep.
granted, a lot of the things we complain about in the game, as far as, like, missing or whatever, are all things based on, the time it was to make those things happen, and sometimes systems don't work with other systems, and a good portion of the time they were building the game, they were doing story mode and survival mode at the same time. So, there's a lot of things in the game that are goofy based on just
Mhm.
development, so
Yeah.
and God knows what we're gonna get with Black Frost, but like we were talking
Mhm.
about the other day, whatever it is, we will accept it for what it is and complain and talk nice about it as it is. I'm not expecting anything.
Yep.
No expectations.
Yep. And Toasty Bits is saying Green Hell is like a horror game for me.
I
Same.
agree. I agree with him on that one.
Same. Especially whenever you start getting like I forget what it's called, but like you start hallucinating and stuff that is like it's nuts. And yeah, and Eugene is saying still laughing, thinking about Toasty playing Green Hell.
Yeah. It was quite entertaining. I will say that. It
Yeah.
was a good laugh.
Hmm.
It
And
wasn't probably fun
Isaac,
for Toasty though.
yeah, right, right.
Anyway,
Um, Isaac is saying, I'm surprised we don't have to deal with complications from sweating in the long dark. And Interloper kind of followed up and said sweating is deadly in the cold for real. So, yeah, that was one of the things that we were talking about whenever Rand was on, is pretty much sweating is almost one of the most deadly things whenever you're out there in the cold.
speaking
So,
of
just,
Piccolo,
yeah,
there
hey,
she is. Hello, Piccolo. I'm sorry. You know what? That part of this is my fault, and I don't know. It does Great Britain do their daylight savings at a different time than we do it? And yeah, I set the
yeah,
clock wrong for the show today, so because I didn't realize today was the day. Although I do get my partner back to 2 hours apart versus 3 hours apart. So once we get her
yes,
settled, we'll be able to do some more fun stuff. That part
hmm,
we're looking forward to. We can get
yes,
get back to doing minis and maybe we can get back to doing some co-optive gameplay because we still need to de-disasterize Raft
right,
and we both now have Project Zomboid, which should be a real train wreck.
hmm, right, right. And Toasty is saying most of the time when I see people asking about the Long Dark, they ask if it's comparable to Green Hell. I would say in some ways, it's almost like the Long Dark and the Jungle. I think in some aspects, but um, very creepy. I don't know. I haven't played it in a couple years. Last time I played it, they didn't even have like predators out or anything. So it's been a while.
And Toasty and Piccolo both stay in the Raft series, so more Raft.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely need to go back to that. I haven't
Yes.
played it since, so I'm still just as bad as I was before. Although now I know we need to make water sooner. I
Yes.
do remember
Yes.
that part. So
Yeah.
tra-
Yeah. We might
train,
have to start a new file
yeah,
and everyone can just watch us fail at
yeah, we'll
raft.
start over.
Start over and fail. Disaster. Um, Eugene is saying wearing the same clothes for years and not washing. The crotch rot would be more deadly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
would
mean, I
think the
almost
smell
wonder.
would be bad.
Yeah, I almost wonder if you'd start getting like trench foot and stuff as well,
Yeah,
walking
there'd
around
be a
in the
lot there.
snow.
Granted, there's a lot of things that are missing and not in there. But
Right.
then again, how many times have we've read, from Raff and Hinterland, it's like you have to draw a line. You have to draw a
Yes.
line of what is fun and what's realistic in that. So you gotta have a little bit of a line in there. I mean, adding scurvy was a nice little touch. It does, it adds something in there. Getting trench foot would be another one. And again, we don't know what we're getting with the new game. So we may see a whole list of new ailments and, needing to wash and what happens when you blow your underwear out and you don't have any skivvies. God forbid on that one.
Right. Right. And Piccolo is saying I can 100% say that missing your washing machine would be a thing. I had to hand wash for a while and it sucked. Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine. An old man spiker is saying where would be the laundromat on Great Bear? Underneath the one burned down cabin on Skeeter's Ridge.
I was gonna say Milton, you had to climb your laundry up the rope, haul the
Yeah,
ba
there's
haul the
already a
bas haul the basket up.
yeah, by the plane crash in Pleasant Valley. There's already a washer and dryer down there. And there's one in what, Crumbling Highway?
Skeeter's Ridge.
Under yeah, Skeeter's Ridge and then Crumbling Highway as well, I believe. So, there are your
A
two Great
washboard would
Bear,
be
yeah, the
yeah, because that's
laundromats
something
and
you have to
breakers.
do in Project Zomboid. You have to do a lot of, you have to wash your clothes, wash your hands.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, and the farmhouse in Pleasant Valley. So we're just
Yeah.
naming like all the waterfalls and all
Well,
the
any place there's a
laundry.
waterfall or a washer and dryer, you would assume that the washer and dryer would work during an aurora,
Yeah.
you know? Boy, wouldn't that bring a whole realism? We gotta go to the farmhouse. Why? Because I need to wash this bear coat.
It's starting to smell and not in a good
Yeah.
way.
I hope it has a bulky setting.
Yeah. Blow out the entire washer and dryer trying to wash that
Yeah, no doubt, huh?
thing.
There's a washer
Yeah,
and
and
dryer in that basement in Crumbling Highway too.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Trying to think of all the weird places.
Yep. Interloper saying hit 91 days in misery today. My hack is trading fish for oats. Oats is a cheap warm up. That's congratulations on your 91 days, first off. And yeah, that's a really good idea.
I'm getting very close to finishing Sutherland's Tale. So that's my big goal.
Hmm.
I gotta get that done.
Yeah. Faye is saying, imagine having gastroenteritis and desolation point and you have to run to Crumbling Highway to find a toilet. Oh no.
I think we've determined that all the buckets are basically chamber pots. I've
Right.
determined that's what all the buckets. You find buckets everywhere. They're essentially what they're there for.
Yep.
Just think about all those people are vacationing at Mystery Lake.
Hmm.
There's not one outhouse. The only guy with the outhouse is that little lonely cabin over by No Name Pond.
Yeah.
Even the guy up in the fire tower has to walk all the way over there. Or go to the trailers where the 2 porta johns are. So
Yeah. Gosh, that's a walk.
yeah, so yeah, can you imagine? Shouldn't have ate that microwave burrito.
Right.
That's coming back to haunt me.
Outhouse at the Timberwolf Mountain climb. Yeah, there's that one in Pleasant Valley, right by the prepper cache there before the rope.
Yeah, it's funny that there's not more of them. That's what I find funny more than anything. I know I make a big fuss about DP not having one, but it's like you already had the model for it. All you had to do is add 1 or 2. It would have just, fixed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And hey, the long bark, thanks for coming in. And also, Cowsaw, that casual Zach, and CDUDYK.
Yeah, I mean, you know how to pronounce that one because they were talking about boiling water and having a bath. We were discussing that with fixing hypothermia, but I guess that's a deadly thing. So maybe warm
Yeah.
water? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Raise your body temperature slowly. Isaac, there's a Porta John in DP. No, there's not. There is not one.
At least none that I could find. I have not found one yet.
Yeah. So what else would everyone miss in the apocalypse? Like, I know the conversation that got this started was fast food, like McDonald's and Wendy's and Arby's, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, that was what started this whole nonsense. So
Yeah. Faye says pizza. I think, yeah, out of all the foods, I would miss pizza probably the most. Old Man Spiker says garbage pickup.
but you'd be really green. You wouldn't have a lot of garbage pickup.
Yeah. Anteloper vaping. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I don't know who would empty the porta potties. There are porta potties. There must have been at a point where they could have done that. But again, the ones in Mystery Lake are also a mystery because there's no road that leads from Mystery Lake to anywhere else for the porta potty company to come in and pump those out. So those are quite interesting.
Yeah.
Little details you notice when you start to really look at things. When you start to microscope stuff, you can really find some funny stuff. And
Mm.
that's all it is. It's funny. I could care less. It's all ambience in a game and everything, so it doesn't matter. So maybe instead of naming, how about we do this? Because we did this last time as a joke. We were naming like Wendy's and Burger King. So what if we name off food types? Because not everybody has a Wendy's or a Burger King in their part of the world or whatever. But so what if we do a poll as far as food wise? What types of food?
Oh, yeah.
So what if I do, like, okay, so the first one was pizza. So I'll name pizza because I mean the pizza that I like is a local place, not a national chain. So everybody's probably got
Mm.
that too. So and then we'll put because of the thumbnail for Aurora Burger, home of the Stomp Burger. I'll put burgers. So what other food types do we put in there? Fish and chips. I saw that. So I'll put
Yeah.
fish. I'll put fish and chips.
And Faye, yeah, no, we have fish and chips over here. So not just a UK thing. And hey, Tina Bug, thanks for coming in.
I have the same problem, Tina. I have like 3 accounts, and sometimes I go in and Sign into the wrong account. Yeah, you can have soups and stews, you can make bread, so you could even make pasta, that's true. I'm looking through the
Mhm.
list here because I was doing that. So pizza, burgers, fish and chips.
Cheese. That's a good one, Toasty. Fresh fruit.
How about if I just put fresh foods? Because nobody wants
Yeah.
that 12-year-old ham from
No.
from the bunker. So I'll put fresh foods. Okay, so I can
Dairy.
only do 4 options, so I'm gonna start with
Oh
that. So
no.
we got pizza, burgers, fish and chips, and fresh food. So
Yep.
start the poll. We'll let this run for a little bit, see what you guys think, and then if we'll talk about something else, we can do a quick poll on something else we're missing. Because this is what we were after.
Yep. Interloper's asking if you can milk a moose. I don't know.
You can milk the moose as long as he doesn't stomp on you.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. Could you picture that? Like a handful of rose hips, like holding it out to the moose, like, here, I want to be friends.
I saw a short the other day that I was gonna put actually in our Discord that of a moose and a bear going at it that somebody
Yeah.
filmed. I was like, "Oh my god, that's crazy." But I thought
Yeah.
that would be funny.
Insidious thing, but the moose and game is male.
Oh, yeah.
It
Well,
is.
you could still milk it, but it produces something totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's yeah. And the moose might not stomp you again if you are able to finish.
Yep. Oh, jeez.
I'm
And
horrible, I know.
yeah. Yeah. Faye had a good point. Finding ptarmigan eggs would be interesting.
Yeah.
Thirsty.
Come on, Toasty. I've said worse playing Ellis. Yeah, if you really want to see how far I can get in the weeds, go watch Toasty Bits and I play Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I really have a good time with that. I
Yep.
enjoy those. That I get to be silly more than I
Yeah.
am here. So
Yeah.
for
Yep.
some reason, Ellis speaks to me.
Yep. Yeah. And you could also make oat milk as well.
Yeah,
Or oats.
that is
If you
true.
get a blender working during the Aurora, you could have some oat milk.
You get a rock, crush it with a stone.
Mm-hmm.
Got to improvise. Looks like pizza's running away with the poll here.
Yeah, it really
At
does, doesn't
2 minutes in.
it?
Rice milk
Yep.
as well, yes.
Rice milk as well.
And there is milk in the game.
There is. Is
There
there?
is canned milk in the game
Oh, well.
by Little Cow.
Isn't that like sweetened condensed milk, though?
It might be condensed milk, but technically, if it's just condensed and not sweetened, you should be able to mix it 1 to 1 to give you a milk consistency, which by goodness, then I could have cream for my coffee.
Yeah. Hmm.
I've been missing
Yeah,
out on my
add some milk
coffee.
to your coffee and your tea.
All right, I'm going to let this run for a couple more minutes and then we'll start a different poll here.
Okay.
So for everybody that's listening to this later, we're sorry that you're missing out on some of this deal, but I'm hoping that the polls will show up um, the same way the chat will, and you'll be able
Mm-hmm.
to see it. But I'll read off the totals so that you won't miss out.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of people that watch later. Toasty, we can make pizza with fresh venison and bannock and some condensed tomato soup. No cheese, though. That is
Well, that's
true.
at least a step.
Yeah. You could make a
At least-
calzone then.
yeah.
Just cut the bannock open like a pita bread.
Hmm.
Stuff it. Be almost like making a gyro.
Yeah. Eugene saying, remind me never to eat at Toasty's Diner.
Why? It
Yeah.
sounds wonderful. You're making use of what you have.
Yep. Yeah. And Old Man Spiker is saying there's peanut butter, but no jelly. And you think there would be jelly. That's something that would keep.
True. Like I said, little things. Little things. Halius, yes, we do know now that it's daylight savings time, and I did schedule this at the wrong time because of where I live, because we don't play the daylight savings game here. So next week we'll be on time. Isaac, I would say the same thing. I like gyros. I'm a big fan, so I would miss that. I would miss pizza.
Yeah. And CD's commenting that there's no honey either. And I agree with Toasty. That would be easy to find in the summer. So you would think
And
there would be some honey.
there would probably be apiaries available because of the fruit trees and stuff in different areas. So you'd think there would be beekeepers as well.
Mm-mm. So, I mean, this whole entire conversation is turning into food again. I'm not even.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's all it works. Okay,
Yeah.
so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll here so we can start another one. So pizza is the runaway winner at a 58%. Burgers and fish and chips are 11%, and just fresh food in general, which is kind of a blanket deal, is at 21%. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll, and we'll start up another one. Oh, good, it did pop it up. There you go.
Woo.
Hopefully that'll show up for anybody watching this later.
Hmm.
Yeah, on Great Bear Island, it wouldn't be internet. So yeah, there's a
Hmm.
conversation going on between Neapolitan and Piccolo about being able to look stuff on the internet and that. And so without the internet, you'd have to rely on the books that we find. So hopefully
Hmm.
somebody's got a book on how to make some of these things.
Right.
That's where I think the Project Zomboid thing is kind of interesting because you have to learn these skills and do that. So it's very micromanaged. It's a very funky game to play because it's very got a
Hmm.
steep learning curve, but there is a certain neatness about that whole having to learn how to do something before you're any good at it.
Yeah.
So Toasty Bits is saying somehow I feel that the world would be a better place during the apocalypse without the internet. In some ways,
Right.
I would agree. In some ways, I would agree. But then where would I get all those cute cat memes from?
Hmm. Yeah, and CD is saying the old timers would have books on folk medicine. So, oh yeah, I'm sure you could
Oh
probably go
yeah.
to grandmother's house and there's probably like a cookbook or something there.
You don't really get to see what's in the learning books at all. They just
Mm-mm.
teaching you the skills, but you don't know
Yeah.
what you're.
Toasty is saying with all the spray paint around, you can start making caveman cat memes. Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna do that on my stalker run now, just because you said that.
Yeah. This is kind of an odd question, but like, for anyone out there who's had a really long run and you've done like a ton of ridiculous stuff on it and you've moved everywhere all over the place, have you ever wondered like what the next person, if there was someone else alive and they found all your stuff, what they would think of you?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Like, it just popped up to my head.
Kind of like that archaeological thing of trying to figure out what was there before you.
Yeah, right? Like they were
Yeah.
just wandering around this entire island. Like, okay, why do you have like 15 boxes of old crackers in the window at Mountaineer's Hut?
Yeah. Why did he keep these socks?
Yeah.
They got holes in them.
That is a lot of rotten meat sitting outside of your door.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all your little rock caches everywhere and like mountains of coal and all the random shit spray painted all over the place.
Yeah. Mountains of clothes, the tins of peaches. Yeah, Faye, I agree.
Yeah.
just,
And
just,
Castle is like, I have thought and hope they think, man, this person was something special and very odd.
yeah.
Toasty, why is this corpse holding dirty? That's a good idea, Isaac. What if at the end of your run, people could visit your version of Great Bear? That would be really cool.
There would be a way for us to do that, but it would be tricky. But
Yeah.
that might be something from a creator standpoint that might be an interesting thought. And that is, what if, and I'm throwing this out there, what if as creators, and we've got several here, and you and I,
Hmm.
um, do like a murder mystery thing.
Hmm.
And you could go in and you know how you can save your game and everything, but then you can share saves. So that's why I think it would have to be amongst the creators to do this. So
Yeah.
you set up some kind of a murder mystery somehow in the game, and then you do the save file and you share it with somebody else, and then they have to go in and figure out what's going on with the use of, like food placement and spray paint and, bows and arrows and whatever things you can find.
Yeah.
And then hand the save file over to somebody else and them to figure out, what's going on or whatever, and maybe have a small written note, like you could leave notes on each day.
Yeah.
It
No,
might
I
be
think,
hard to
I
come
mean,
up with, but it would be an
yeah.
interesting way to look at it to do something different.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I just think it'd be interesting just to share a save file and like walk through someone
Yeah,
else's game and be like,
we could
because
do
you don't
that
know where
too.
anything is. You don't know where anything is. You don't know how they've organized anything. Nothing is in like a spawn location anymore because it's all been picked up.
Yeah, I think that could be interesting to do.
Yeah.
You could use a regular save file, or you could just set something up. But I could see that being kind of funny. And then uh, you and I did something kind of like this as a test run, and nobody saw this, and we've posted this in Zach's Discord, and we never really got anywhere with it, but it's something that we had discussed. But do you remember when we were doing the handoff?
Yep.
And basically, what the premise of the handoff was, we were going to try to get like a handful of creators, and everybody would play for an hour or so many days or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. And then you
Mhm.
would hand the save file to the next person, and they had to pick up where you left off. And all
Yep.
you could do was leave like a note, and it was only allowed to be so long. It was like
Yep.
like 100 words or something like that, and you left a note, and then you handed it to the next person, and then they would hand it to the next person, and then you would release the videos in succession without anybody getting a chance to see what was going on. And Jitwire and I tested this a little bit at one point.
Mhm.
It was quite interesting to see, like you pull into this game and you're like, okay. You look at the
Yeah.
notes and try to figure out what's going on and what the game plan is, and that we should revisit that maybe.
Yeah, yeah, once I'm set up, I'd love to revisit that. Like, I think there should be like a goal, though, at the end that everyone's aware of. Like, okay, we're trying to get to Summit, or we're trying to do this.
St. Toasty says he's in for it. Yeah, and we could just post it here on the Survivor channel.
Yep.
Yeah. Lil, are you in? Maybe we can just preemptively get this set up. Maybe we could do it next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to decide, are we trying to like we have to figure out like a goal or,
Yeah.
you know, probably have to set up some kind of guideline as far as like what's the goal? What are you
Yeah.
trying to do? But yeah, it was really neat. I even had we had a really neat little thumbnail built for it and everything, which I
Hmm.
still think I have somewhere. But yeah, it was a really cool idea that we had talked about, and a lot of people were very interested in it. But we never got time to do it. Life got in the way and time
Yeah.
changes and stuff. But that's definitely something that would be fun to do, and it kind of lines up to what you're talking about by going through somebody else's save file. I'd
Yeah.
forgotten we had done that. It's been so long, but I would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
As far as handing off a save file and having somebody go, "What the hell were you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah. Would love to see that stream. That might be an interesting way to do that. Maybe we could set it up as like I would take a lot more coordination, but maybe everyone could stream it on their channel, whether on YouTube, so that way people could follow along, going to each stream to watch each person with the next part of it. That might be really cool too.
Yeah, the only thing about doing it as a stream though is it's just the fact that we'd have to trust each other not to cheat. The nice
Hmm.
thing about doing it is that you record it, and then you have the recording, and then you hand the save file over, and your recording stays secret until it's done, and
Yeah.
then. Because that's how her and I tested it. I don't know, but I don't remember who was first and second, but we recorded it and I rendered it and then didn't send it to her until after it was done, and she sent and then you watch it in concurrence,
Yep.
and released it all at one time, and it was really quite interesting to pick up the pieces.
Hmm.
So that is definitely something we could do. That would add a really interesting way of going about doing something different.
Yeah. Yeah. And Toasty's saying I would be the one person to mess with everyone after me. Well, you gotta mess with everyone a little bit, at least.
Could leave messages in the snow with sticks. Would that be wrong?
Isaac saying the next player spends their whole turn organizing the last player's mess.
I think I'd go outside with sticks or rocks and then says something like "Get out," like a spook movie.
Yeah, right.
I think it could be fun. I think it would be a good time.
Just waste like 5
Oh,
cans of spray
Piccolo,
paint on
it'd be
absolute nonsense.
I was just thinking, it'd be a real disaster, and Piccolo I think she would get this because she's played this, but hand luggage
Yes.
on the handoff. Oh my goodness. Because there you have a set because you have 3 days and you can only take 5 pieces of clothing and 5 items. Hand luggage would be amazing for a handoff because
Yeah.
you're left with whatever this poor person is giving you.
Yeah.
They move you to the next deal, and you know the goal is to try to survive. So you don't want to leave somebody a handful of bad things. But yeah,
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
typing it as I was mentioning it. Yeah, Piccolo. I think that's right. I think that would be a beautiful deal to do on that one because it's just straight
Mhm.
interloper, so there's no code or
Yeah.
anything. And then it's, you get 3 days, which would be, okay, you gotta play it for your 3 days, and you gotta get to the next step, and you could leave a note, "Okay, this is where you spawn, this is what I tried to do, here's" and then you wake the next person wakes up, and they're in the new region.
Mhm.
'Cause that's the whole thing, and if you're not familiar with hand luggage and what I'm talking about, I'll go over it real quick. Hand luggage is, a game, uh, challenge that Piccolo came up with, and basically, it's like going away for the weekend. So you're only allowed to take your hand luggage, and so you stay in a region for 3 days, and then on the 4th day, you move, and then, you're when you get ready to leave a region, so, like, let's say you're going from I don't know, Pleasant Valley into Crumbling Highway, or I mean Coastal
Mhm.
Highway. So when you're done in Pleasant Valley, you have to leave and you go to Coastal Highway. You're only allowed to take 5 items of clothing and 5 items in your inventory. So it gets a little hairy carry early on because you don't have a whole lot to take with you. And then
Mhm.
trying to create a bow and move it to a location eats up your time, eats up your slots.
Mhm.
So, it gets funky after a while, but it might be an interesting way to go about doing this handoff thing because it's very crippling, and then to pick up the pieces from somebody else would make that even more funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Toasty's idea too. Um, so could we get 250 days on interlopers with 10 players playing the same save file? That would be interesting too. So maybe we could start there and make sure it's not an absolute disaster. And then we could try something harder, like the hand luggage. I think it'd be lots of fun. We can
I think
keep
we could
upping the
get
stakes.
I think we could get up to 10 people because when we put that in Zach's Great Bear Collective, there were other players that were interested in that. So I know Zach even said he was interested in it. So we could easily
Yeah.
get 5 or 6 for sure.
Yeah.
But 50 days on interloper, that would be a good one. Hand luggage would be another good one.
Hmm.
And God forbid if you're the person that dies to a wolf attack.
All right.
You will be forever shamed.
Oh, I would feel terrible. Especially if I'm like the last person. I'm like, oh my
It
God.
wouldn't be bad to be the last person. Would be hard would be like number 6.
Right.
Like you've gotten a lot accomplished.
Yes.
Yeah, you're actually, forging the bow.
Yeah.
Piccolo's saying a relay is a nice idea. Try to get from point A to point B or yeah, place
Yeah.
the yeah. That's another good one too.
Yeah.
I
Isaac,
kind of
or
I
you
kind of
auto,
like that though. Go ahead.
and Isaac goes like you would auto walk off the trestle. No. Not even a wolf. The trestle.
Trestle doesn't scare me. I don't auto walk it, but I pretty much don't. I don't. It doesn't bother me. The clipping on
Yeah.
it is not as bad as it looks. Although Interloper 2420 saying Jitwire would fall off of something.
Yeah.
So we just have to make sure that we don't let her go through the ravine or
I will try my best not to go down from the mine in Black Rock. No promises, but I will try. Yeah, so no, I mean, we'll think about it. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm really going to have time until the new year to really get into much more content creation. So we can make a plan for like in the new year, and we'll start getting together. And if anyone's interested, send us a message, and we can make a plan for the new year to see if we can get this done. We can work
Yeah,
out
that
all
would
the
be fun.
details, how we want to do it. Yeah.
That would be fun. Josie been saying an alternative I thought of is each person has their own randomly selected personal goals for the whole series. We type in the journal what our goal is, and we all try to make sure each goal is completed. That's that's ambitious.
Yeah.
That'd be a rough run,
Mm-hmm.
but I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Took a
I'll be
little.
the one who
Go ahead.
thanks for coming in. And yeah, we're all off because of daylight savings time. So no worries.
I scheduled the show wrong because of it. I didn't realize it until just um last night that it's like, hey, turn your clocks back. And I was like, oh, good lord, I had already screwed it up.
Yep.
So, hello,
Hey,
Contatus.
Constance. I'm glad you like the idea. Yeah.
Maybe we'll drag you into it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because it's one of those things, the more people that participate, the better. So, I mean, we don't even have to stick at 10. If we get more people that want to do it, then why not?
So the underlying theme of the show was what would we miss, and obviously we would miss our fellow creators and friends.
Yes. Yes. That too. Our
Because we're
wonderful
talking about
community.
doing a huge co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we'll have to do is we'll have to get something started,
Hmm.
and I wish I knew uh, Discord better. We could start a Discord area where we could just get everybody together in one room and
Yeah.
then work out the details. So, if anybody has any great Discord skills and they want to help, I'm horrible at it. It confuses me.
I'm okay. I can find my way around. I can't do anything
But I know
amazing
you're
though.
busy though too, as I was like,
Yeah.
but if we could set up like a room where we can just, anybody that wants to do it, they get in there and we can hash out the details. And even if you're not really ready, maybe we could get started, like next month, and then
Hmm.
we could just put you in the later run.
Yeah.
Maybe we would save you for last. That way you could hike down go down the mountain.
Oh, that might be fun. I can go last.
But you know what
And then I
though?
could
We
do
do
the
have,
thing I talked about. I could walk
yeah,
through I could walk through the entire island and see what everyone else has done.
yeah, you could be the.
Mm,
Well, the nice thing about it is, and this could even be part of the disaster, is realistically 3 people could screw up.
right.
We have cheating death.
Yes.
So we would just need to lay down the guidelines of, okay, if you happen to kill off the character, you
Hmm.
have to do, far and safe and do this and or whatever, pick
Hmm.
pick the correct settings
Yeah,
for the deal. So,
for sure. No, I like this. I
but
almost
we
completely forgot about this idea, but I think it would be so fun to do
yeah.
and
The
get a
handoff
bunch of creators.
it was really fun when you and I just did it,
Hmm.
because it was unique. It's like, kinda pick up the pieces and, we were trying to do it pretty serious in the sense that, we wanted to leave the person in a good shape for the next handoff, so it was fun. It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun to test. So,
Yeah. I mean, if you were able to, because I mean, it would probably be good to run like a timer and you try to get the next person to somewhere safe if you can, but stuff also happens. So
Toasty's saying if this happens, the first run should be simple, make sure it works without putting too much effort into it. And I would
Yep.
agree with that, Toasty. I mean, and I would be willing, and this is something that, we could even, if Jitwire doesn't have the time at the moment, we could always do another test run and just
Yep.
come up with a simple goal. But we're gonna have to figure out how to set up something in Discord for a coordination room.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see if I can get a separate room set up for it. So that way if you guys are on our Discord, you can kind of say yes, I want to be involved, and then that room opens up for you.
Yeah, basically, you could just DM
Hmm.
and say you want.
You want to participate? Yeah.
But we could do a mini test run and see.
Hmm.
And and if you want, we could even, if it's successful with 4 people or 5 people or whatever, we could even put it up on the Survivor channel so everybody gets to see the test run.
Hmm.
But that's up to everybody.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I'm
Well,
excited about that now. I wish my computer was all
once again
set
in the
up.
weeds.
Right. Yeah. Not talking about the topic we're supposed to be talking about. We're talking about.
But this is how good
So,
things happen, though. See, look at this, with the community and with everybody here, and
yeah.
remembering an old thing that we did. We've re, we've rekindled an idea that I think could
Yep.
be quite entertaining to watch.
Hmm.
So we could do a time deal as far as like you get an hour to record, or you get 2 days in game, whatever, and go
Hmm.
from there. So we'll figure that out. We'll get the Discord going and all that stuff. But that I think is be fun, and then we'll definitely share with everybody here on the channel, which would be I think would be interesting.
Yep. Yep. For sure.
Good Lord, it's been an hour already.
Has it really? Oh my
We had
gosh.
one poll.
Yep.
We missed washing machines, bathrooms, and toilet paper, and then got off
Yes.
on a tangent that led us to here.
Oh, that's fine though. That's the way of it.
This is the way this show works.
Right. Right. Sometimes we stay on topic and sometimes we do not. Most of the time, not. But anyways, thank you all so very much for joining us, whether you're watching the show live or if you're watching the recording. We really appreciate you and we hope to see you next time. Bye bye.